we have to actually stop pretending that the people who are pushing this so hard are doing it to protect the children. Because if they really were, there are far more depraved things that they could be banning, but they're just not going there. And I've said this from the beginning, that I think that social media is very harmful for children. I think that it's been a guinea pig generation, and I think we're yet to see the long-term consequences, unfortunately, on these children. So I'm all for monitoring, limiting, banning children from this, but I have always been an advocate that this needs to come from the home, not from the government, and that if we give the government the keys to tell us how to police our own children, it's a very slippery slope. And just like during COVID, the government used the elderly as a pretext for all of their tyrannical measures, I believe this is another pretext that the government are using in order to push this legislation through, because who in their right mind wants to say out loud, no, we shouldn't ban it for the children, because it makes you appear like you don't care for the children. So they're very clever in how they've marketed this legislation, because anyone who pushes against it, they're going to slap them with the label of being all for child abuse. But I think that what we need to remember is that it was only a few years ago the government tried to come out and ban anonymous account users on the internet. Now, obviously, this caused a massive amount of pushback, and they sort of retracted and went, this isn't going to work. So how can we make this happen? And then it was shortly after that the narrative shifted, and that's when the children came into play. And I think things like YouTube, like you said, it's such a slippery slope. I know so many people use this as supplementary education for their children. A lot of homeschool families use it. And where does it end? So I think always these sorts of things need to come from the home. And it's so easy, like you said, Caleb, for parents to say to their children, well, the government has banned it, so that's easy. But again, I think that's a dangerous message to teach children, that the government has more power over you than mum and dad. Like, what's that setting up in these kids' minds for the long run?